soon as the measures hardened to accept that we need to play our role in working with those and leading. And I know the government's been generous to say we could play on, or it's up to us. But it's time now to for our communities, for our game, for our people, to suspend for 60 days.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be going through the situation that is currently facing the AFL and globally around the world, with COVID-19 taking its full toll on everything and anything that we do in life at the moment. But today we're going to specifically focus on the AFL and what effect this has on not only the industry, the football industry, with clubs, fans, local leagues, everything. This is going to be something that we're going to have to deal with for a little while, and maybe even longer than that. Some say 6 months, with the restrictions from the government and everything that's happening at the moment. We're just uncertain of what's happening. So I thought I'd give you my thoughts on the whole situation and sit down and we can discuss exactly what the future may hold, and what the current situation is going to be like for fans around the country, for not only for sport in general, but obviously with AFL and your clubs, and me as a Port Adelaide fan. It's going to be a tough time. So let's get straight into it. We'll discuss everything that's happening. It's been something that was sort of inevitable for quite a while, for the last 2 weeks prior to building up to the round one week that happened just last weekend. This whole coronavirus situation has taken its toll. It's become something that we kind of didn't expect, and we never thought, and Gil McLachlan said it in his press conference, he never thought it'd get to this stage where we had to postpone football. And this is this is the saddest thing, is me as a person, the next door neighbours, friends, family, teammates, everyone that you know, as a fan of football in general, whether you play footy, you'll go watch footy, you know, you got your favourite team, someone in your family plays footy, and you're always connected to football. Someone is out there that you know plays footy, and this is the situation we're facing at the moment, and it's heartbreaking. It's a little bit sad, and I know there's many fans out there, people doing YouTube, people creating content, this is affecting everybody. And me being a small, minuscule in the community that we have, it's going to be a tough time. And what we know is there's no football till May 31. It's been postponed the season, just after one round of footy. And look, the only positive is that Port Adelaide is sitting top of the ladder for the next 2 months. Bar that little positive for myself, it's, you know, it affects everything. I play footy. My club is now taking a 2 month. We're taking a 2 month break. You know, there's no training for any of our players. There's no training for any players across the country, in local leagues and state leagues, and obviously in the AFL. And people are self-dependent now. What effect this has on people that do play football is, the physicality of it is always the big priority. You know, you're fit, you're healthy, you're out there, you're making friends, you're enjoying each other's company. You know, it's a big family thing, and I know personally I thrive off of that. And, you know, mentally as well, it can be a challenge. And I know a lot of the players, I know a lot of local players, I know friends, you know, the whole community is just going to be mentally challenged. And going forward from here, it's going to be a lot difficult. And I know there's a lot of uncertainty around whether the season may actually restart at May 31st. Personally, in my opinion, I don't see a season continuing on this year. I struggle to really be optimistic to see exactly how quickly, obviously, this has come on, but I don't see it quickly coming off. And that's the reality of it. And it's a struggle. It's a real struggle to deal with. And I know a lot of clubs are going to do it. Financially, this is going to be a massive strain on the AFL, on clubs that are already in debt. There's people that are going to lose their jobs. There's people that are going to struggle to keep their job. There's people that are just going to be, it's going to be so hard for them. And yeah, for the next 2 months, it might only seem a short period of time till we may kickstart again, but 2 months of no football is damage enough. We do it in the off-season. You know, we go from basically October to February where there's no football played at all until we get to the March series after the grand final. And we're sitting there like, well, what the hell do we bloody do? And right now we're in the middle of, we're supposed to be starting a season, going to be round 2 this week. That's what it was supposed to be. Everyone's hyped. There was no atmosphere last week with the fans not being at the game. There's no atmosphere in the community at the moment. And it was sucked out because of this virus and the whole situation that's happening. Completely understand. Do not get me wrong. It is the right decision to do what we're doing right now in postponing all events, all community gatherings. Football in general has to be postponed. There's no way it moves forward. The best way possible right now is to stop everything and tackle this thing head on. And finally, we're doing that. But, you know, I feel for everyone out there that is going to struggle to find a job or keep their job or, you know, be unemployed for this amount of time. You know, we saw Brisbane players are taking leave without pay. Collingwood staff, up to 80% are going to be unemployed and may not even be rehired. The AFL are taking pay cuts. From right at the top, Gil McLachlan, staff are going to lose their jobs, volunteers. I don't know personally what's happening with Port Adelaide at the moment. I know we're in self-isolation for 14 days after coming back from the Gold Coast. Keith Thomas came out and said this is going to be a real struggle. It's going to be a hard time for the football club. Yeah, there's only 2 months of no football, but 2 months of no football is a bloody lifetime in my opinion. And we're going to, I'll tell you now, we're going to struggle. Football club, every football club's going to struggle. Some more so than others, some are in better positions, but the staff losing their jobs because of this. Sponsors will become uneasy, and everyone. It's a domino effect. It just affects everybody, and it's in every industry. Just certain these situations are 1 in 100 years, and we're getting that situation now in our lifetime. What I will say is we have to stick together as a community. There's not a lot of things are going to happen right now, and I don't know when football's going to be back, and I hope it's back May 31. I really do. I don't see it happening, in my opinion. And people are going to have to take pay cuts. People are going to have to lose their jobs temporarily, I hope, if that's going to be the safest option for them. It's going to be a tough time, but as a footy community, we know that every time that we do have a challenge, we come together, we stick together. And I know as a Port Adelaide community, we'll do so. And I'll make sure we do so with as much content I can produce as possible to keep Port fans and hopefully AFL fans that do see this and aren't subscribed, that, you know, we as a football YouTubing community, I know everybody out there that does the content, you know who you are. Everyone knows who they are. Your Caden McDonalds, your Young King Cooksons, your Drewsies, your Charizards, everything that's out there. You know who you are. True Footy is another one who produce great content. So we'll, as a community, try our best to do what we can to keep people entertained for hopefully the next couple of months before there is another decision made on whether or not footy does go ahead in 2020. I know the AFL has said that we got till Christmas to do it. I can't see us playing past October. It just will ruin it. This will have an effect not only on this year, it will have an effect on next year and how teams pull up. But for now, we do have to stick together, and they're my thoughts. That's how I feel right now. And I know that everybody out there probably have a similar opinion. So stick at it. We'll be right. Footy always finds a way, as they say. So, and as Port Adelaide say, raising the scarf, never tear us apart. And that doesn't only apply to the Port Adelaide community, applies to the footy community and everyone involved. We'll get through this. This is going to be a challenging time, but it might be an eye-opening time, and hopefully we can have a different perspective and appreciate what is football, and be grateful that every time we do get it every single year and that it is played, that every single game we attend, every single match that we watch, every single conversation that we have about football, we can be a bit more appreciative of having a sport that we absolutely love and are passionate about. So that day when it comes back, that day when we're allowed back into the stadiums, I know there'll be 10 times louder roars for goals. There'll be more people at games. We'll be supporting our team with their hearts on our sleeves. And yeah, if you're not a member, jump on board to your team because they need you more than ever now. And I know everyone's going to have a financial strain throughout this time, but if you can, support your club because they'll need it. You'll need it. And when they do come back, we'll be here waiting.